In this video, we are going to take a look at the basic setup of going through GNS3. This is one of those things that I got a lot of emails as of recently where people are having issues with the newer versions of it. Now, I'm assuming you're working on the newer version of GNS3. I could be way off base here, but I'm feeling pretty confident that that's the actual issue that people are having a problem with. So, the piece that most people are having a problem with is base connectivity. And the issue that most people are having a problem with is iOS images, getting it configured correctly, things like that. Now, with the newer version of GNS3, they're not the piece that's getting everything situated. It's different than it was in like the older versions like 8.7 and 8.6, where in newer versions like 1.4 that I'm running, things are much different. Is it 1.4? I don't even know. It's 1.3, sorry. So what I'm going to go through is a quick demo of how to set this stuff up and a basic configuration of what to do, where to do it, how to do it, that type of stuff. So the first thing you have to do is you have to download iOS images from Cisco, because if you do it any other way, it's technically illegal. You're pirating iOS images, and I don't condone pirating at all. So pardon me while I have a little bit cold. So, I did want to kick out a quick video. So the first thing you have to do is you have to download the iOS image, and I actually have the iOS images downloaded, and they are sitting in a folder in my documents called iOS images. So what you first want to do is you want to download these images, and they're going to be pretty easy to figure out. I mean, you have the .bin. So if you notice here, I have a couple of different images set up here. And what I do is I take the images that I downloaded, I take them into 7-zip, I unzip them, and then I go ahead and pop them in here. And this way here, when I go to actually load an image into GNS3, I already have the image file pulled up. So once you have the images situated, then you want to note the navigation path to find them. So in that regard, we're going to come over here. We're going to go on Edit and click on Preferences. And here I want to go to iOS Router. Now actually, where they're at now is incorrectly spaced because I changed it to show you this demonstration. So I want to go in here and I want to go here and edit. So I click on this particular router and I click on the edit. So I come in here and I actually have to browse to the image. So I'm going to have to click on, so it says GNS3 images iOS, which is actually, it is technically correct from where it's at, but I want to actually, let me take this off screen real quick, and I'm going to navigate to the correct place now. And as you can see, now that I've navigated to the correct location, I can click on this particular file, click on Open. Now it's pointed into the right directory. It says now, would you like to copy C72 Advanced Enterprise Services to the images directory? I'm going to click on Yes. Now GNS3 does this by default for you. I'm going to click on OK, and there you have it. Now what if I want to do a new image? Let's say I want to do the 3725. I'm going to click on New. This is going to be the 3725. I'm going to click on Browse, and I'm going to browse to that. Again, I'm going to drag this guy off screen. I'm going to pull up the Documents folder, navigate to that particular image file, and I'm going to pull up, now that I have it pulled up, I'm going to click on 3725, that guy right there, click on Open. It says, would you like to copy the image? I'm going to say yes. It copies it. I'm going to click on Next. And then it allows me to set up the platform. The platform is going to allow me to specify what it is. 3725, 3745, so on and so forth. Now if you come down here to the chassis type, it doesn't really give you the option. Now what you could do, for those of you that are studying like CCNP switch, or you're looking to do layer 3 switching capabilities, you can actually set this guy up to be a Ether switch router. But I'm going to show you how to set it up from a router to a switch without having to click on this. So you can set this as an Ether switch router if you want. I'm not going to do that here, but I'll show you guys how to do that. I'm going to click on Next, and the default memory is going to be 128 megs, which is fine. And then this is where you actually get to set up what slots you want to set up for it. Well, out of the gate here, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click in here, and you have the option of doing a couple different things. You have network module, that's what NM stands for. Then you have one fast Ethernet TX, then you have NM4T, this would be a serial interface, and then you have the 16 ESW, which is a 16 port Ether switch module. So that's actually, by doing this, the 16 port Ether switch module, that configures this particular router as an Ether switch router. Now you can come down here and you can click again here, choose these guys again, or you click on slot 3, 4, 5, and 6 is supposed to be serial interfaces, but they're not allowed at the moment, which is okay. I'm going to click on next. Now, if you configure this and it's not working, or like you don't set this up, this is the initial setup. So for every other router you bring out that's 3725, it's going to have this base setup. So you're going to have whatever modules you initially set up. So this is basically the template you're pre-configuring every router with. I'm going to click on next. And then we have WIC 0. You can choose WIC 1, WIC 2, so on and so forth. You can do up to 6 there. And I'm going to click on next. And if you had an idle PC value, we don't have one yet. We're going to click on finish. I'll show you guys how to set that. And then I'm going to click apply. Click OK. And if we click on the router, we have a 3725. We drag this guy out here. And it is setting it up. And then here momentarily we'll have it situated. We'll have it all good to go. And so there we have it. Now it shows up as ESW1. If we hover over it, we'll have the 16 ports. Now, what if I want to get rid of that 16 port module? Right click on it, go to configure, click on the Ether switch guy here, go down to slots, and remove it. Click apply, click OK, and voila, they're gone. So problem solved there. So I'm going to drag out a 7200, drag that guy out here too. So now what I can do is I can take this guy here, and I can, now the nice thing about this is, because I already had this guy pre-configured, I can click on fast Ethernet 1 to here, to this guy, and then we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to close this guy out, I'm going to power these guys on. It doesn't take very long at all for them to come up, and now we're in good shape. So now that we have that piece in play. So the other question that I received was with Wireshark. So you have to have Wireshark installed on the computer first of all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this guy. I'm going to go to, actually you can just double click on it, it'll come up. I'm going to come to this guy. I'm going to go to global config, and I'm actually going to click on this button right up here, which turns on the interface labels. I'm going to click on this guy. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go to interface fast1/0. Type an IP address of 10.1.1.1/24. What I'm planning on doing here is I want to send a ping across, and I want to demonstrate how Wireshark would work. So then I'm going to hit the enter key, and I'm going to type in no shut. And there we have it. So now that interface is up. I'm going to be able to click on this guy here, drag this guy over. I'm going to come up to global config. I'm going to type in interface fast0/0. Type in IP address is going to be 10.1.1.2/24. No shut. And that port will come up. Now this is a console config. So this is like if you were console into the router. So you're going to see all the debugs and stuff like that. Come down onto here. We do a show IP interface brief. Show IP interface brief. And I'm going to type in ping 10.1.1.1. Okay, so the pings go across. Everything's working correctly. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click here, highlight it so it turns red, right click and click on start capture. That's going to click on capture. I'm going to say yes, okay. And now it's capturing. Now, I have Wireshark installed on this computer, so Wireshark is going to pull up. So you'll see that I have traffic going across. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this guy here, and you see stuff that's going across. We have some stuff going across. I'm going to come down here. We have some duplex mismatch. So that's what this configuration is right here. So I'm going to jump out of here, and I'm going to do a ping to 10.1.1.2. Notice how I came across. I pinged across, and we have pings working. So what I'm going to do, so basically, router 2, the way that this is wording is the local router, so the local console, does not have duplex, which means it's full duplex. I have to go over to router 2 here, this Ether switch module, go to global config, type in interface fast Ethernet 0/0, and type in duplex is full, speed 100, and that will fix that problem. Alright, so it's changed to up, everybody's happy, we're all good. I'm going to come back over here, I'm going to hit the up arrow, those loops should go away, which it looks like they have, so that's how you fix that problem, or maybe not. I'm going to hit the ping, and we have those pings, so you can see what's going across the wire. So for those of you that are interested in learning how this stuff works, that's how you do that. Now, what happens if you want to have it set up to where this doesn't work? Let's say you don't want to see these loop messages pop up. There's actually a very easy way to disable that. You can go to global config on the router, type in CDP ? And see where it says advertise version 2 right here? Click inside that. If you were to go to the beginning of this line and say no advertise CDP version 2, the same thing over on this side, and hit that, that's going to disable that. Because now the routers are no longer going to advertise CDP version 2. Now you'll still see it here inside of this guy. That's okay though. But these guys will not advertise CDP version 2. It'll be default back to CDP version 1. So we come over here, we do a show CDP neighbors. You're going to see only the 7200, only that information show up. If you do show CDP neighbor detail, you're going to get a lot of the same information. If you want to know more, absolutely check it out and see what's going on. As you can see, CDP information is going across, and everybody's happy about that. Now, the last question that I received was, it says that for practicing Telnet and SSH, where when you click on the end device in GNS3, it does not open up like Cisco Packet Tracer. Yes, it won't. End devices like a computer or a laptop or a printer, things like that, or a server, those are simulated environments inside a Packet Tracer. So therefore, you won't be able to get the same output you normally would. So to solve that problem, we're going to quit without saving. So the problem that the person is seeing here is that when they click on an end device, so they bring out a computer here, and they go over here. Now what you can do, so for instance, let's say you want to test SSH from a computer on your local LAN. There's a way to do this. Now, I've already got this set up, and I'm pretty sure it'll work. I just have to double check on something real quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here to this guy, and I'm going to close this guy out. I'm going to right click on the cloud, go to configure, click on the cloud, and right here I have the option of these bunch of different adapters. So I'm going to choose Ethernet. Ethernet is connected to the actual network adapter of the computer that I'm recording on. I'm going to click on Add, I'm going to click on Apply, and click OK. I'm going to click on the wire here, click on here, grab this guy, plug it in here. Alright. I don't know why it's not catching, but oh, interesting. It is that interface, right? Ethernet. I don't know why that's not working. But anyway, the cloud, you should be able to connect the cloud to that. I don't know why it's, but anyway, that's not working. And I don't know why. Oh, that's weird. But anyway, if you were to connect your adapter, so in order to set that up, you actually have to go to the command prompt here. And pull up the command prompt. And if you were to do a HDDWIZ for Hardware Wizard, hit the enter, close this guy out. Welcome to the Add Hardware Wizard. You're going to click on Next, and you're going to install the hardware manually. Click Next, and then what you're going to do is you're going to come through here, and you're going to click on Network Adapters. Click on Network Adapters, click on Next. And then what it's going to do is going to retrieve a list. You're going to look for Microsoft, and then you're going to scroll down until you hit the loopback adapter. I already have the loop KM test loopback adapter. You're going to click on next, and then you're going to click install. I've already done this, so I'm not going to go ahead and continue. Oh, or did I? That might be why it's not working. I did not. That is why it is not working. So that's my fault. Let me do it this way. Let me do it. Let me close some stuff out over here and bring over a different computer, because I believe I have it set up on this computer. Loop back, loop back, loop back. There we go. So I'm going to do it this way. So I have loopback adapter here set up, and what I'm going to do is I'll pull up GNS3 real quick, and I'll demo this out real quick for you. It's actually not very difficult at all to do this. And cancel. Bring out 2 routers. Alright, so we're going to do this. We're going to grab a cloud. Write the cloud out. Grab a switch. The reason why I grab a switch is so that I can connect to both devices if I need to. Yeah, but I have to click here and go to this guy and this guy here. And then this guy to this guy. You don't have to worry about crossover cables here because it doesn't make a difference. There we go. So local area connection 2. I want to choose, what adapter is this? I want to choose local area connection. Add, apply. Now I'm simulating to the internet, but if you want to simulate directly to the network, you could do this as well. You could do to the loopback, configure cloud 1 to the it doesn't even have that guy in there. Why is that? One section here while I troubleshoot my network. Local area connection 3, that's why. Okay. Local area connection 3, delete this one. There we go. Add, apply, click OK. Now we'll go from here to this guy, and okay, that doesn't work either. Oh, there it goes. So that was the problem. So I don't even have a loopback adapter configured on my computer that I'm recording on. That is why it did not work. But that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close this guy out, and I'm going to power these guys on. So I'm going to click this guy out, and I'm going to click on this guy, console into him. So he's booting up. At the same point in time, I'm going to right click here and go to open a sharing session. I'm going to click on local area connection 3, go to details, and I've configured this guy as 172.16.1.100. Okay, so I'm going to have to make sure that my subnet is on the same one as that. So what that means is for this connection right here, the fast 1/0 and the fast 1/1 on both of these routers, they have to be on the both 172.16 network. So now this guy's up. I'm going to actually bring him down just a bit, bring it up. I'm going to go to global config, type in interface fast 1/0, type in IP address of 172.16.1.101/24, and no shut. Now, if I've done my job, you should see do show IP interface brief. He should be up. I should be able to ping 172.16.1.100. And I can. That's a good sign. Now what I need to do, and you can see I've got 3 good pings. It's pinging the loopback adapter. I can come in here and I can type in line BTY 0/4. I can type in transport input. Transport input is all. And then what I can do here is no login. Actually, let's do this. Let's do a login local, which will tell the router to call the local database to set this up. I'll type in username is Rob, privilege level 15, password of Cisco. Okay. Now what I can do here is I'll pull up Super Putty. I'll go to, actually I do have, yes, exit out of Super Putty. Let's see, where is it? Downloads. Putty. Where's straight putty? Do I not have straight putty? guess I don't. You know what I can do? Let's go computer, me, program files, GNS3, and then I'll grab putty from here. Right click and pin to taskbar. So now that I'll have putty, actually what I can do is just do this. Right click here, pin it. So it's already pinned the taskbar. I can open up another session here. And then what I can do is I can type in this 172.16.100.101 to telnet of 23. And I can click on open, and here it goes. So I type in Rob, and I type in Cisco, and here I'm on router 1. It says ASA1, don't worry about that. But as you can see here, I am on this guy. If I come back over here, and I do a show users, I have a connection here on the VTY line for Rob. So that's how you telnet into it. But you have to have a loopback adapter configured on the host, and if it doesn't work when you first do it, that's okay. Don't worry about that. That's not a big deal. What you need to pay attention to is you need to, if you have a situation like that, reboot your computer. This way here, when you reboot it, it should make the it should apply the configuration, and then from there you should be able to come in there and pull in with the configuration you need, and then you'll be able to map everything. So I hope that answers your questions. If you have any more, please feel free to reach out to me and let me know. I can definitely help you out as we go along. I hope this has been informative for you, and thank you for viewing.